So this is basically the continuation of the last video where we talked about how we can use equality sign to actually assign the value from an Excel cell. And of course, we were able to define what an Excel cell is, more like the intersection between the column and the row, right? So that is the value stored in that cell can actually be assigned into another cell. We saw how we could use equality sign to achieve that. And of course, we were able to use equality sign to start an Excel function. We're able to use an equality sign to start an Excel function. And of course, we're able to use equality sign to compare the values between two variables, right? We're able to use equality sign to compare the values between two variables. Just like a quick recap, we are going to compare the quantity that was ordered and of course the quantity that was received by the customer for the list of products you're seeing on this table. All right, so many of the time, because I work in a supply chain organization, we would like to know um, the variance between what our client has ordered and what was given to them. So many of the times we run a variance analysis. We run a variance analysis to confirm if what was ordered was also what the client received. And of course, this also can be used to measure the performance for all the shipments that we have sent to our clients. Okay, so quickly, just a means of recap. Let us see. Let us at a point, at a glance, flag the variance between what was ordered by the customer and what the customer eventually received. All right, a rule of thumb: to start an Excel function, you must start with an equality sign, right? Equality sign. Okay, and remember that I mentioned that if you're clicking at an Excel cell, if you're clicking in an Excel cell like this cell position is E3. The point I'm currently clicking is E3. Now, when you click this, you'll be seeing E3 here, but what this literally translates to is that Excel is picking the value that is stored in cell E3 and putting the value here. All right, so our variance check is basically yes, starting a function with equality sign, the picking the value of what is stored in this cell, that is 9 equals to 10. All right, so when we do this, we are basically trying to compare the values between what is on the left, in this case, ordered quantity, and against what is on the right, the received quantity. So when I press my equal sign, you could tell that, of course, 9 is not equal to 10. So it is currently showing false. False basically means what was ordered by a client wasn't what the client eventually received. That shows some level of dissatisfaction. All right. So also in real life, right, we'll be working with thousands of millions of records. All right. In real life, we'll be working with thousands of millions of records. All right. So I mentioned in the last video that anytime we have a solution to the first row, and of course, you know that this variance check is actually applicable for all the records, right? So if you had gotten the first row, if you've gotten the first row, what you need to do is over down to the bottom right, right, where you have the dots, where we have a dot here, and when your mouse changes to plus, when your mouse changes to plus, you just double click on it. All right, so double clicking on it means the Excel function for the variance check that you have written will definitely replicate itself across each of these records, right? Would replicate itself across each of these records. So if I click on any of this function now, um, clicking on any of this record now, I'm currently on row 13. You can see that the function has changed from what it used to be. It's starting from E3 is equals to F3. Now clicking on row 13, it's saying E13 equals to F13. All right, so this is one of the smart way to work, right? One of the smart way to work. Um, of course, some folks are also of the opinion that if you had gotten the first result for the first record, you could actually also drag down. You could drag down, go to the bottom right. When your mouse changes to plus, then drag all the way down. Drag all the way down. Now, yeah, you get the same result, but um, you wouldn't want to drag down for a data set that has like thousands of millions of records, right? You wouldn't want to drag down if your data set has thousands of millions of records. The smart way is just to double click on the bottom right when your cursor changes to plus. All right, so this is a variance check comparing what we have on the left side to what we have on the right side, right? Variance check. And of course, at a glance, you could check at a glance the records where what was ordered wasn't what was actually delivered. Okay, so for us to be able to do that, we would like to introduce what we call the filter, right? By default, these tables are like this. These column header are like this, and we want to be able to activate the filter functionality that Excel presents to us. All right. So for us to be able to do that, we basically click on any of the header. Any of the header will do. All right. Click on any of the header, and we go to data, right? Go to data and click on this filter. All right, automatically this introduces that filtering functionality that allows you to be able to select, I mean, the list of distinct records that are available in the column, in each of the columns. All right, so if I go to this filtering sign here, button here, and at a glance, I want to see um, orders or shipments where what was ordered is not the same thing as what was received by the customer. So I'll be checking where the variance between the two is actually false, right? Where the numbers are not the same thing, so that is false. All right. So here I can see at a glance that of course, I replicated the record. So all this what shows the variance, right? Where what was ordered is not the same thing as what the customer received. And if I want to see the ones with where there is no variance now, right? That is the alternate result where there is no variance. I would like to select true. All right. So all these records shows that what was ordered was the same thing as what the customer received. All right. So this is also what you can use equality sign to achieve. A quick variance check as a data analyst comes handy, right, with this equality sign. All right, that will take me to logical function. That will take me to logical function in Excel, right? So, or logical expression. Logical expression. Of course, we'll be talking about logical function also. Logical expression. All right. Yeah, I came from a science background, and I remember that when we talk about anything logical, right, um, it is either the result is this or the result is this, white or black, one or zero, on or off. So the result is also always two. Um, a logical expression is might be like a statement, right? Might be like a statement that would always evaluate to be true or false. Example of such logical statement is today is Sunday, right? If I say today is Sunday, right? From this part of the world, right? Let me look at what today. Let me show you what today is, right? Let me show you what today is. So there is a function in Excel that can actually show you today's information when you put in equals to today in an Excel cell. All right, so we have this. And of course, I think we can format this. Let me go to format cell. So my logical statement is saying today is what? Today is Sunday. So we want to find out from this side, today is actually Sunday. All right. Okay, so you can tell from here, from this part of the world, that today is not actually Sunday. So if I write a statement and say today is Sunday, um, right? So what will that statement evaluate to be? Is it going to be true or false? Is today actually Sunday? All right. If you're saying false, you're correct, because today is not Sunday. Today is Saturday from this part that I am currently. All right. So for your own region, if you're saying today is Sunday, it could be true. I mean, if yeah, for some regions that are way ahead of where we are currently, if you're saying today is Sunday, that could be true. So this statement is not really true for all regions, right? Based on the regions where you are currently. All right, so logical expressions are basically expressions that always evaluate to be true or false. Example of such is what we have here. All right, example of such is what we have here. All right, so there is a value on the left side and there is another value on the right side. Comparing those values always gives us true or false answer, right? So example of a some of the logical expression uses some arithmetic signs, right? Some of the logical expression uses some arithmetic operators, right? Arithmetic operators. One of them is equals to, right? So, I mean, we just explained now that when you use equals to actually evaluate both sides of the equation, always returns true or false. Another one is, okay, let me just type equals to signs, arithmetic signs, arithmetic sign for logical expression used in logical expression. Logical expressions, right? Some of the arithmetic sign used in logical expression. Yes, we have equals to. We have, oh, sorry, forgotten. I can't type equals to because Excel sees it. You want to start an Excel function. Let me just pardon me to type. Let me see if I can put that in the string. Okay, yeah, equals to sign, and we have the greater than sign. We have the less than sign. We have the greater than or equals to sign. We have the less than, yeah, less than or equals to sign, right? All these are basically arithmetic signs that are used in logical expression. Now we just explain how we can use equality sign to actually evaluate a logical expression. I mean, comparing the values between two attributes or two variables. Okay, so sometimes we could use any of these signs. So let us just play around with greater than sign and less than sign. Okay, so let's say this is greater than. All right, so let us use a greater than sign to actually evaluate a statement, right? For us to be able to have a logical expression which would evaluate to be true or false. Okay, so let's say for greater than, if we say okay, to start function, put equals to. So greater than, if I say 9 is greater than 10, right? If I say 9 is greater than 10, this would automatically evaluate to be false, true, false, true, true, false. All right. So it is actually false because 9 is not equals to 9 can be greater than 10. All right. So just like the tip I gave you the last time, you just come to the bottom right and double click. Wow, we had false, false, or true. So it seems that what we have on this side is lesser than, is lesser than what we have here. All right, so we have used equality sign to actually evaluate a logical expression, and we have this output, right? So if I say, for instance, 10 is greater than 1, 10 is greater than 1 is a logical expression that would always equals to true or false. Don't forget, logical expressions are basically expressions that always give you an output of 1 or 0, on or off, true or false. All right. So let us use less than, right? Let us use less than. So less than is saying, so for the less than sign, we are going to pick the value of what we are on the other quantity, less than what we have on the right side, right? And right, true. So it shows that what we have on the left side of the equation is less than what we have on the right side of the equation. And of course, we have this. We have this. Okay. So in some, this output shows that in some of this scenario, what we have on the left side of the equation is actually less than what we have on the right side. Where we have false means what we have on the right side is actually um, greater than what we have on the left side. Okay, so let us filter and see what this output is. All right, okay, I'm going to go to data, turn this off, right, so that it turns off for everybody, and of course, come in here and turn it on. All right, so let me see at a glance where what we have on the left side, which is the other quantity, is less than what we have on the right side. Okay, so I know some of you must have had some observation where we have, oh, actually, what this returns shows that those numbers are the same thing. All right, so the variance tells us that here there is no variance. Greater than is telling us false, less than is telling us false. All right, this is so because these values are actually equal. So we would actually be seeing true if we are using less than or equals to or greater than or equals to. Okay, I think that will be all about arithmetic sign that are used in logical expression. In the next video, we'll be talking about how we can return a customized output, right? Using a conditional clause that is called if. All right, see you in the next video.